Ready Just a Manga here, back with another hero deck profile. Starting off, I went to locals, I think it was last week. I did fairly well. I haven't been to, physical locals since just before, a week before Terminal Revenge came out. I did not practice at all, but I did fairly decent. And this is pretty much the build I was playing, except minus the Mulcharmies in the side. But we'll get to that in a bit. Anyway, starting off, Twisted Tea. Getting into the actual deck profile here, of course we run the 3 copies of Stratos, as well as the 1 Mist, Liquid Soldier, level 6, and the Neos. Now I've seen some interesting things, mostly the fact that a lot of people seem to be cutting Liquid Soldier recently. Now I both agree and disagree with this thing, because I think Liquid Soldier doesn't really do a whole lot. However, it also does a whole lot as well. Mostly because I like Absolute Zero, and there are, every once in a while, you need a game where you just need to make Absolute Zero and sit on him, and your opponent can't really do anything. Sometimes this game state happens, sometimes it doesn't, but I find that Liquid Soldier is just worth it just for that, as well as just being good material to make shit. Vision line, you have to play this 3 Ferris, at least 2 Increase, and the 2 Vion. With the new Evil Hero stuff coming up, and raising your deck counts, theoretically, you could actually play the 1 Increase if you wanted in the new Evil Hero build, which will be coming out, I think in January is when we get the new stuff. But for now, we're just stuck with the 2 Increase. Destiny Hero lineup has not changed at all. The 3 Mally, the 1 Iron, and the 1 Plasma. Nothing new here. Into the spells, we have 3 copies of Hero Lives, the 1 Rhoda, Foolish, and the new edition, the 1 of Pot of Prosperity. Prosperity is a really interesting card in my opinion. The fact that I've been wanting to play this card in this deck for a very long time, but just can't really find space for it because the extra deck is just so tight. However, at 1, it is fine. It came up quite a few times in testing and everything, just being able to, just look for something that can help you start a combo is neat, because this deck has a ton of extenders and everything. However, I think the biggest issue is that getting to your play starter itself is a little difficult, and Prosperity just makes it slightly easier. Into the fusion spells, I'm on 2 copies of Polymerization. 1 is definitely required, 2 is optional. I like 2 definitely for the grind game. A second Polymerization has come up so many different times in the grind game. As well as the 1 Miracle Fusion. It's not technically a brick, however, you don't want to really draw it, so I guess it is a brick. Next up is the 1 Mass Change. I'm only playing 1 because, I'm going to be honest, I think it's fine at 1. I think 1 and 2 is probably your most optimal. I'm only going to just do 1 just to keep it down to 43 cards in main. As well as the 3 Fusion Destiny, just another cool card. As I flick around a bunch of cards, we have Called by the Grave, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplet, our 3 copies of Book of Eclipse. Book of Eclipse put in a ton of work for me at locals. I pretty much saw this thing almost every game for the most part. This card is just nuts. It's fucking bonkers. I was playing this quite a while ago in Hero, and it did really well, and I think it's really good again. For the traps, of course, we're only 1 Favorite Contact and a 3 Imperm. Technically, your Imperms and your Book are your flex spots, but these are probably the best things you could put in those slots. Getting into the extra deck here, we're on the 1 Flame Wingman, the Sunrise to Wake Up, the Shining Neos Wingman, and the 1 Absolute Zero. To the Destiny lineup, we're on the DPE, Dystopia, and Dangerous. Whenever we get to the Evil Hero stuff, we actually will be cutting Dangerous and Absolute Zero, since we no longer really need them. For the Master Heroes, we're on the Dark Law and the 1 Blast. For the extras, we're on the Infernal Devicer, the 1 Driver, the 2 Cross Crusader, and the 1 Dread Decimator. I have seen people talking about cutting Dread Decimator just because it's not super useful, it doesn't really do a whole lot. However, I think it just opens up for a ton of OTKing, as well as protecting some of your weaker Floodgate heroes, like Plasma and Dark Law, as well as turning on Dystopia, which I think is just worth it. I've won so many games with just Dread Decimator just because of the attack boost, the buff, everything. Moving into the side, we're on the 3 copies of Perulia. I happen to pick these, the last remaining 2 I needed up at locals. And now I'm on the 3 Perulia. I think this is neat. I was playing Dark Angel, Gozen Match, and Rivalry of Warlords, which were okay. However, I played 4 rounds. I sided in quite a bit, those 3 cards. And I saw Dark Angel about 2 or 3 times, and it just did not come up. I could not get it to, like, go live. It was just a dead card in hand, which I honestly would have rather been, like, literally any other card in my side that I put in the main. So Perulia is just kind of there. Toying around with it, I like it. I like it a lot better than the Dark Angel package. I wasn't too keen on that in recent times. But that is an option if you want. Of course, we're on the 3 copies of Thrust, as well as the 1 Duster, the 2 Storm, the 2 Dark Ruler, the 2 D-Barrier, and the 2 Evenly. I'm really happy with this side. This side is great in my opinion. In my personal opinion, I think like the only flex spots for the side, in my opinion, are just these 3 Perulia. Maybe the Evenlies. I think this side build is just really solid in my opinion. So yeah, that's the deck profile. Let me know what you thought about it, what your builds are looking like, any goo if you'd like to share. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeet.